And welcome back, Valpo fans. Today we got a great match. Week 7 of the NECC, last week of the regular season. We got Valpo Academy Overwatch taking on Bradley University Warlocks. Both teams 4-2 heading into this match. And like I said, last week of the regular season, so should be a good one. My name's Henry Speedy Kill Ninja.
And I'm Diadem, and we're going to take a quick look at the Academy Overwatch roster just to put some names to the faces here. At tank, we got Zacher. At DPS, we got Ellen Ramon. At support, we have Era J, and we have NH Cool Stuff. So the roster you've been seeing all year, right? These guys have been just competing extremely well, right? Obviously going in being 4-1 right now in the season, and playing just to the best of their ability. This is one of those teams where I've been really excited to watch kind of develop over this time, especially with the picks that we've seen. We know that Zacher likes to play that Junker Queen. We have kind of that we have the Reaper as well that comes out, the May, and then the Cassidy as well that L likes to swap to. And then obviously supports being able to back them up. We've seen a lot of not only Juno being played just because Juno was like extremely broken when she first dropped, but we see a lot of Kiriko, excuse me, kind of being swapped into that as well. So I'm excited to see. Sorry, I couldn't even mention NH Cool Stuff's Lucio. I completely it's not that I forgot, but it was like kind of a given that he would play Lucio any chance that he got. So seeing kind of these picks develop with this team and seeing this team work together just overall better, it does feel really nice.
Yeah, and we also had an Academy match on Wednesday that was rescheduled from an earlier week. And I think you would be surprised about some of the characters they pulled out.
Yep.
I think we only saw Reaper like once, like part of one of the games, and then we also did not see much Junker Queen, which is good because we have some flexibility. The meta's kind of ever evolving, and we also had NH Cool Stuff like for a split second of one of the games not on Lucio. And then immediately switched back, and the team started playing better.
Honestly, the NH Cool Stuff, I'm not even mad that you pay Lucio a lot of the time because Lucio is just a really fun character to watch, and also you perform, right? You can't complain when somebody performs. So as we're seeing right here, we are going to be loading into this first map here. Like normal, we are going to be going back to Nepal. We've seen this map 50 million times, played at 50 different angles. Every single time that we load into this map and I have time to talk, I enjoy about how you can kind of play it differently. But we're going to have to see what Valpo kind of wants to take in. I'm expecting kind of their classic like rush comp that we've seen before. It wouldn't be too off if I see like a Reinhardt or something here, especially off the start. But we'll have to take a look.
Yeah, we did see some Reinhardt. We saw some Marissa from Valpo. I'm expecting to see the Junker Queen on
There's the Reinhardt,
but
yeah.
it looks like we're going to start with Reinhardt.
Sweet.
So we got the Reinhardt on tank, Shojin, Reaper, Lucio, and then Juno. I am very proud of myself for listing all the characters.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I got a big smile in the booth right now. He nailed it. You gotta love it. But yeah. No.
Okay, and we look on the side of Bradley.
Go for it.
For
I believe in you.
We got Juno and Baptiste. We got a May. It's one of the DPSs.
Yep.
A Reaper.
Okay, yeah, you lucked out. You lucked out.
And then they got a tank too. Draw Queen tank.
Yep, but immediately dashing in as well. They're gonna just fight for this high ground. Just push it to the side. The tank is Ramatra, just in case you didn't notice. They're gonna be able to hit the lantern down, but Widow's gonna be able to take the first kill. Still trying to hold this side. You haven't given too much pressure, but the May wall is gonna be really dangerous with this shield breaking. Gonna have to just back up, maybe just try and recast. Gets the dash off to the side, grabbing that health pack. Might just try to lead the advance through this middle here, and you're gonna see Valpo Academy just walking together again, making that split second call. Gonna walk back. They are going to lose this initial point, but you at least have everybody up for this retake here. You can contest it immediately. You don't have to wait. And Zacher getting aggressive with that first dash. Just trying to show.
Building up the ults fast this game too. We got NH Cool Stuff already with his B drop online. AirJ gonna have that Ray pretty soon, and we see the B drop come out right away.
Yeah, just a little bit too late. Obviously, you can't control that. You got it right off the cooldown, but immediately tank falling, L falling. They're gonna just have to speed back here, and Valpo Academy is going to lose this first push. It's kind of that dangerous part of you lose that very first pick early, right? Especially with you kind of get surprised by May's burst. I know that if we had a CQ9 in the booth right now, he'd be laughing about how May is just a sniper, and you can kind of just land the alt click a lot of the time. So that alt click catching Valpo off guard a little bit there, stopping their first push, and that high ground is just so instructive. Because we're seeing Zacher on this Ramattra here give them a little bit more of an angle to pull, but the ult comes in the background as well. Widow's going to be able to pick off 2. Tauntaun picks up the 3rd one. Valpo is only 1 person left, and all it is Zacher. Zacher falls as well. Valpo going to lose that 2nd push as well, and now 60% going over to Bradley.
Yeah, big Death Blossom by Thick Widow there from Bradley. And that's going to secure them that team fight.
This is a crazy name.
We did see the switch to the Ramattra for Zacher there, which kind of interesting. Did he get that shatter off on Reinhardt before he made the switch or not?
Didn't look like it, but Tauntaun immediately pops the ult. They're gonna have to sneak on point. Ramon's just capturing the point here. Oh no, you could have stayed on there, but Valpo falling down. Yeah, only going to half. Just gonna have to back out. Probably looking for some kind of blossom angle, excuse me, but not going to be able to find it, just forced back here. Going to sit on this top side, wait for the team, but Valpo realistically has to go now because you only got 5% left. Yeah, just going to have to make a hero play here. Wraith molding 2 point here. Baptiste Wall's not going to be able to stop him. Ults it on point as well. Hits one. ARJ picks up the 2nd one. Going to be able to take out the Lantern, but immediately trade. That's 2 for 2. 3 going down. Ramattra dies, but Zacher switching to the Orisa. Going to just hold point here. Dash to the side. Sitting in this beam, trying to get the Mei. Picks off the Mei, but going really low to this Ramattra. You are fighting tank support versus tank, and it's not going to survive for long. Valpo falling in the very first map.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that fight went better than expected, especially how they were like forced to touch in that situation.
Yep.
Ramon put in a bad spot, but it was able to find 2 with the Death Blossom, and that ultimate is so big in those overtime scenarios when you have to be like kind of in a constricted area, forcing overtime, things like that. But we are on to the 2nd portion of Nepal here, so Valpo looking to fight back, and they will. Switch over to this Orisa. So Zacher kind of just trying to find what tank is going to work against this Ramattra. But Drog also going to switch it up as well with the don't tell me.
Come on, you got it.
Zarya.
No. Yes. Yeah. Drog is Zarya. Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong person for a second there. Immediately Symmetra's gonna come out just to get that early push out, and then the quick swap as well. Gonna walk into this point, staying with the Orisa, making sure that he can't really get pushed off this angle. It looks like Zarya as well into it. Gonna be a little bit weird. Haven't really seen this tank matchup much before. Gonna try and use that Mei wall, but the Zarya bubble just makes it really rough too. Still pushes to the side, gets a lot of damage. Ella's gonna be able to step up here, use the icicle to just play with a little bit more of an angle, but Zarya's full shield and Tauntaun with the right click going to be able to drop the first kill of this map. Valpo falling down. The speed buff's going to be able to reposition them a little bit. Ramon getting a lot of healing from this backside, but Zacher, it's not going to be enough. Zacher falls. So does NH Cool Stuff and ARJ. All that's left is Ramon. Ramon falls again, and Valpo pushed off this point. And
Zarya doing so much damage, must have hit that bubble a lot. So how Zarya's bubble kind of works, if you target it, it just makes her stronger and do more damage, so it can be very frustrating to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were hitting it or not, but Zarya looked like they were just melting people with the laser.
Yeah, no, Zarya's laser was getting a little bit heavy there, but it's one of those things where, especially in a competitive scene, it's really rough to try and just hold off on target and let the tank hit for a little bit. And now that Zarya can provide bubbles to teams as well, it makes it a little bit hard to target Prio. So Valpo gonna need to just communicate a little bit better there, but obviously working out a little bit, gonna be able to pick up 1. Zacher picks up the 2nd one there, and it's looking pretty good for Valpo. ARJ picks up the 3rd, and that's gonna be their first capture, not only of this map, but of this series.
Yeah, so finally able to find a pretty solid team fight there. Good communication on that tank. Just be able to isolate them. I think there's either 2 options you have. You all focus the Zarya, break the bubble, and just try and get her down. Or you just stop hitting altogether, and great communication on that one. They were able to win the team fight.
Yep, and you see the teleport up. It's going to get a traded teleport from Ramon, just jumping back to this point. 88% watching for the Reaper on flank here. Reaper does have Death Blossom. Ramon is really close as well. ARJ going to pop the ult as well. Zacher going to throw his down too. Gets 1, picks up the 2nd one, pushing to the 3rd. Going to take down the Lantern, but trying to just find the support in the very back. Zacher a little bit too or excuse me, push too far, but Ramon's going to clean it up in the backside, so no need to worry about your tank there. Valpo cleans up another fight, going to hit at 45%.
The big thing is they were able to keep 3 of their ultimates. Now, granted, Bradley does have all 5 online here, but the fact that Valpo was able to hold a couple of them there, really good by them.
Oh, definitely. And now pushing on to this point, Zarya getting really aggressive there. Going to use the bubble to try and survive this Mei wall. L, really nice timing on the icicle there, and we'll be able to throw the ult out. Going to have to just counter. There's the lantern down, and a ton frozen. And this is huge for Valpo. They pick up 1, pick up 2, pick up 3. The Blossom in the back is going to be giant, though. It picks up 3. Erajay going to be able to trade 1, and all that's left is Zacher and 1 DPS on point. Valpo ends up with the team kill. We'll finish it out, but really rough overall.
Yeah, so that
just
freeze was
bloody.
so good that I think Ramon wanted to hold on to the Death Blossom, even though it would have been a perfect situation. And the fight almost got turned because of it, because their Reaper found a huge Death Blossom with the 4K, and that'll probably be the play of the game, too.
Yeah, and they're just popping it right now. Everybody's going around, and it's cool stuff. Going to be able to pick up 1 on Baptiste. Else picks up the 2nd as well. They're still trying to fight on this point. You're still holding Ramon Death Blossom, so you're going to be able to just clear this point. Worst case, if anything goes down. Yeah, you're just going to TP up in front, make sure that the overtime can't get chipped,
Yeah,
and
doesn't
Valpo's
even
going
need
to
it.
answer back. Yeah, that's going to be 1 map as well going to Valpo, so we're going to be moving on to the final map in Nepal. I like it. We don't see all 3 Nepal maps in a lot of series. Yeah,
we don't
a lot of
see
the times
all
it's
3 maps rarely in like control point. Period.
yeah, it's a very like momentum based game, like less so than hybrid or kind of like push. I feel like control point definitely is, if you lose the first control point, it gets a little bit rough for that second one. But we're gonna see here, comp a little bit switched up. Zacher staying on the Orisa, which I haven't seen a lot from him honestly. But
Did really well on Wednesday in their most previous game. And NH cool stuff, going back to the Lucio, was actually playing Baptiste last game.
sweet, yeah. No, I enjoy it. I think Orisa is insane for this point, especially because you just don't worry about the environmental damage, especially when you have your ability
I
up.
just realized what point this is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the Lucio with the Orisa on this
Yeah.
point. This is the exact same comp they were playing. They had a crazy.
Ooh,
clip
and
on
NH
the
cool
Lucio.
stuff, just dashing in, getting the very first kill of this map, and now you're fighting at an advantage here. Ramon just in this backside, trying to play a little bit. The Ash is putting down a ton of damage, but the Mei wall is going to be huge for just trying to playing with that line of sight. They're going to push back. L finds the 2nd, and Valpo now fighting with a little bit of intensity. Zacher falling almost extremely low, dropping to like 50 health there, but going to be able to get back up. Healer's keeping him topped off. That's going to be first objective captured for Valpo.
Yeah, I mean this map 3-4 Valpo in Nepal, very
Oh,
strong
there you
map
go.
for them.
Almost got the
another
TP off. Almost got the TP off. But NH cool stuff. Gonna find the Reaper again on a TP. Drog going to be able to pick off Zacher, but NH cool stuff. I'm just gonna swap the
just
cam.
leave it.
Honestly, yeah, NH cool stuff. You got it, gang. You got it. Yeah, he's still just behind. They just don't see him for a second. Hey, he gets another boop off, and the Mei wall's gonna be huge. That's gonna be another capture, and he's just gonna play around this corner. This Reaper is just kind of caught in Brazil. He was the first kill on last point getting booped off, and he's now the first kill in this fight getting booped off as well. So, and his cool stuff, just kind of hutting him out a little bit.
Cheeky little play.
Yeah, there's the speed up
He's
as
got
well.
the cheese, dude.
He's still looking for a little bit. The buff is going to be huge. Ramon finds 1. Going to get the breakdown as well. Walking into this point, Ramon is just putting down so much damage on this side here. It is really rough to try and break this Valpo lead. And Mei, the Icicle, going to just wall herself off and get stuck in the corner. And they're not going to find the kill yet. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Just kind of everything.
Dude, it's like a sage wall when they're walling this fight.
Everything just stops for a moment. Everything hesitates to watch the Mei. But now, Valpo, 73% here. You have a lot of an advantage. You have 2 ults still up, which is huge, especially with that Mei ult, just being able to slow it. And there you go, immediately going to pop this and get to the side. NH cool stuff falls. L falls, so they won't be able to pop that Mei ult. And that's a 3rd one going to Thick Widow. Zach, going to be able to pick up 1, trying to just push off the side and gets the pull off the edge. Not going to find anyone. Just miscalculating it a little bit. Yeah, with this is a bit of a...
Seen a lot of interesting things I haven't seen in Overwatch before.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah, Valpo having a very dominant start to this map 3, but Bradley fighting back, will get control here and going to try and fight in this choke point.
Yeah, no.
Do have that Reaper ultimate available for both sides, so big cooldown to watch out for.
Yep, and they're gonna speed up this boost immediately. They're just trying to get to the side, and they're gonna try and take this flank angle on the left. It looks like they're gonna find it. They forgot about that because now they're just bumping in. The speed is insane as LJ find LJ and L find the first one. LJ is gonna be able to fall thick. Widow pops the ult as well. That's gonna find 3 for the side of Valpo. All that's left is NH cool stuff and Zach are on point, but they're gonna fall immediately. The flank just got split up a little bit too hard, and although Valpo's at 91%, they're looking in a little bit of a weird spot here because now. Bradley's at 50.
Yeah, this choke point's really hard to get through too. I really like Valpo's play initially there. Just got too split. I think they were trying to cap point and they were just, like I said, too split.
There's the immediate window coming out as well, trying to just stop this point. A lot of damage out. Nobody's going to be able to fall. Zacher is getting a little bit low on health, but L's going to be able to finish off the first kill. Ramon does fall in the back, but Zacher's going to be able to clear one out. It's 2-1. Valpo has the advantage right now. The May wall coming out from Bradley. Not going to be able to catch anything, but does force the icicle out. The May wall is going to be huge to just separate this fight. May jumping down to this point. Valpo finally has the advantage here. They're going to jump in. The stun on Lunar is going to be huge, and that's going to pick up a kill for Zacher. All that's left is May in the icicle. They're going to find it out as well. The boost is going to be just enough as all of our frames are dying. May gets bumped off the side. J pops the ult as well, and Valpo's going to be able to clear it off with the capture. Overtime ticking down, and that's going to be map 1 going to Valpo Esports.
Big game 1 win there for Valpo. I mean, this is a huge match for them and their regular season. So both teams 4-2, but we will see play the game. Oh, it's NH cool stuff.
There we go.
Let's
there
go.
we go. Love to see it. You love to see it. But yeah, there's the Reaper. Bye bye. And then immediately gonna just try and find a second one right here. Yep, there you go. You see, it's a simple game. It's a simple game. If you just don't think about it too much, you love to see it. But Valpo being able to pick up the first map in this Bradley series, so obviously going up 1-0, which we like to see. This kind of aggressive, this aggressiveness that we see from Valpo, especially early in these matches with this momentum, is so huge for them just taking it into the rest of the series.
Yeah. Any kind of final thoughts?
Just more Lucio. Just more Lucio. No, team played great. Right, especially going off that first map, being able to take those fights a lot better. L on May looked really strong. Ramon was getting super aggressive with that with Zacher. And then you got to shout out both J and NH Cool Stuff because there were so many times where both Zacher and Ramon were dropping to like 50 HP and J was being able to target them. NH Cool Stuff kind of jumping around the side and it kept them up for those fights and it was just so huge. So we are going to take a slight break in the booth here and we will catch you guys at the start of the next map. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of this Map 2 Valpo Academy Overwatch versus Bradley University series. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host.
Henry, Speedy Kill Ninja, and we actually saw this map on Wednesday in a game 5 where Valpo won game 1 and 2, lost game 3 and 4, and were barely able to hold off the reverse sweep. So new clean streak here for game 2. And this is something they're a little familiar with, and this is a map that we do see the Widow start on pretty often, so we will see Tauntaun.
Yeah, Tauntaun from
Tauntaun.
Star Wars. It's like the little thing that on Hoth,
yeah.
where they ride it. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Tauntaun.
pulling out the Widow,
Star Wars.
so Valpo looks like they will be on attack first. So
Yep. Yeah. So Valpo obviously pulling out a little bit more hit scan. Ramon going with the Cassidy,
Yep.
just to answer kind of the longer ranges that you have, right? May really nice for blocking off lines of sight and being able to get in, kind of just do a lot of hybrid damage. So if you can play with those kind of long range characters that are going to be sitting on Circuit Royale's first point, as long as you can just push to this edge, delete a little bit here. It looks like Hanzo's going to be stuck to the side. The Sigma rock is going to hit down, and it's cool stuff. Playing with a lot of disruption. Now Sigma's stuck on the backside. The Maywall's going to cut off any line there, and Sigma going to fall down first. Thick Widow's going to be able to get a pick in the back, though. They are going to trade support for tank, but Thick Widow picks up a second one as well. Hanzo taking the shot. I'm just going to call you Widow for the rest of the time, gang. I'm sorry, but NA School Stuff finds a third one. Tauntaun's going to be able to trade, and now NA School Stuff finds a, that's the third one. Widow finds the kill there. There's so many trades. We're just killing back
Widow
and forth. I don't know
found
why
the
I'm trying to
kill.
count that
Widow
like I'm
on
the kill
Hanzo.
feed. Yeah, there's Widow, then there's Hanzo, then there's Widow, then there's Widow, then there's Hanzo. I don't know. You know, at that point, all we need to know is that Valpo won the trade there, because when you go 1-for-1, especially on these early attacking maps, you just have the easier spawn. It's better for the attacking team, so going 1-for-1 is really, really nice in your side. But Sigma immediately going to jump on point. They're trying to hold this, which might be a little bit rough, because without the Lantern, Sigma's in a really rough spot. Tauntaun's going to be able to find first kill, though. Valpo still does fall, but L immediately going to pick off there. Still trying to jump to this side. AirJ going to pick off the second. The AirJ picking off the third as well. These supports are just KDing. These supports are seriously just picking up these kills. I love to see it. Oh, a huge stun there from
That's
Zacher.
so big.
Yeah, that was
They
nasty.
didn't stagger too. We'll probably be forced to switch off Widow. Unless actually, it is Circuit Royale, not New Queen Street. Yeah,
Yes.
I messed up that name, but it's one of the maps where you can kind of stay Widow the whole time if you want to.
Yeah.
But Bradley deciding to contest that second point there does not work out for them, and they will get staggered for a while. So Valpo halfway to this next point, but we do see the ultimate, the Ray coming out from AirJ. Do have a B-drop and Zacher ultimate if needed, and we will see the Orisa all coming out. We'll just find the Sigma, but unfortunately does fall to Lunar. NH Cool Stuff going to trade one onto the Hanzo. L finding one is two.
Who pops the ult at the very end, will fall down, but all that's left is Ramon on point. The barrier is not going to be enough there. Ramon finds one. Still just trying to trade from this side as well. Going to be able to pick up the kill on Sigma. Now pushing to this point. Widow ult is popped, but NH Cool Stuff is going to make sure just run it down. There's the kill on Tauntaun, and that's going to be second objective. Valpo moving with character today. Yeah, moving with pace. Let us see it.
They got over 5 minutes left to get to this last point, and I think the hardest part of the map to push on Circuit Royale is this last ending hole, the second half to the third point, like literally right at the end of it. So Valpo will have plenty of time to try and get over that obstacle. So.
Yep, definitely. Now you see Orisa immediately just walk into this high point, right? Obviously, when you're playing against a lot of long-range characters, as Tauntaun does swap to the Sojourn, give them a little bit more repositioning power, but the Maywall is going to be huge there, blocking Sigma off. Sigma going to be able to just absorb a lot of that damage, take that tank, and Zacher might get traded for a kill here. The healing's going to be huge, but will it be enough? It won't be. Zacher falls. L is going to have to back up as well. The Rock going to be able to find him, just pushing to the side. Tauntaun jumps up, going to be able to find that one, and all that's left is NH Cool Stuff and AirJ at the spawn. So now Valpo having to reset, right? You have a lot of ults coming up as well. You're going to have the AirJ ult most likely a little bit into this next fight. You have Ramon's Deadeye as well, so you can look for some kind of flank angle. Frames are dying a little bit there, but sorry about that, folks. But now Widow gonna be able to find a shot just a little bit nasty. I had to swap to that cam for the side there just to see what they were seeing a little bit, but swapped it to pick up that kill. But now Valpo, we are back. Zacher on this high ground getting chunked out a little bit. NH Cool Stuff falling really, really low as well. Gonna walk up to try and block a little bit for them. Valpo having to just reset, and it's kind of just how they want to take this fight because you can't walk up without being seen on that side. Zacher just getting shredded there, just might have underestimated the damage that they could have pumped out right there, as now Valpo is forced to back up.
Yep, Valpo still with 330 left, and also going to be building up that ult economy. I wonder if they're kind of just going to play for ult up here towards the end. So we shall see, but stay in the same characters here. Will push back in. The Sigma has been a bit tougher to deal with as of the past 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, now Sigma immediately
Finds the
falling
pick,
down.
though.
Valpo finds the first pick. They're going to have to try and push off the side. The Hanzo ult is going to pop in and going to be huge, but they're going to force Tauntaun off on this back. Zacher finds another stun, almost finding that last shot, but the healing is not going to be enough. Just going to pop the ult to get that barrier. Not really looking for anything but survivability. Going to stay alive. 13 health. Not going to find it, though. Ramon's still on this point, trying to just fight with this. The Baptiste going crazy. Tauntaun picks up the third kill there, and Valpo is pushed back again. Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunate. Had to use the Orisa ult there and wasn't able to win the fight. And they used the raid too, but will still have 3 ultimates available. 2 minutes 30 left there. And I just want to point out, I don't know how AeroJ on the Juno is getting this many kills, but I've never seen that many kills on a Juno.
Immediately pops the wall and then pops the ult as well. They're just going to shred, trying to take down Sigma. They will find Sigma. They did knock him out of the barrier, though. Immediately going to get defrosted and now walk back in. They're going to be able to trade 1 kill. Valpo still in a fighting chance here. You do have the barrier. Still going to walk up this window. It's going to be huge. That's going to take down the second kill there. Thick Widow finds the third, and all that's left is the support, but it's not going to be enough. You still have 2 minutes left on the clock, but now Valpo, not having the Mei ult, not having the barrier either, are going to have to play into this Hanzo.
Yeah, I mean, this was the part of the map I was talking about too. It's got to be the toughest part to push past. And they're also going to have that Hanzo ultimate too, which is really great in this kind of constricted space too. We'll have the high noon. Ooh.
Yeah, not
Peter
anymore.
finds the
Ramon
pick on
finds
his
it.
own, yeah.
He won't have the high noon now for this fight, and I think Valpo is making the correct call. You just wait a little bit here. You got to give time, right? Obviously, you only got 1:30 left, but that's still a lot of time, and you really need Deadeye for this next fight. Especially just the pressure, because if you can just throw it on one of these high grounds, although it won't hit, you just need somebody to push the Widow off. Or not push Widow, push the Hanzo off, because there goes the Hanzo ult, and immediately going to find a kill on the backside. Ramon looking for something around this icicle. L going to be able to bounce out, and they are going to find that kill, but they will trade Zacher for it. Still shredding in this back, and Destroyer fits another one. The hit scan on this side of Bradley is just insane. That's
Yeah,
going to be another
Valpo's
one falling.
ult economy is slowly building up. Looks like they may have 3 to 4 ultimates available in this last 45 seconds. And Bradley has used all theirs. Do have the Shojin and the Sigma's ultimate coming up as well. But hopefully Valpo can be an opportunity to have a little ult thump action.
Yeah, realistically, you just delay it a little bit here. You're going to be making a final push, but you are going to have a majority of your ults. You did swap off the Cassidy, though, so just trying to get a little bit rogue. Immediately going to TP in. I like the call for it because they are just pushing on this top side. They're going to be able to find the first kill there, and now they're just playing super aggressive. He does find the 3-man ult there, and that's going to pick off one. Ramon picks off the second one. Tauntaun's going to be able to trade on Ramon, but Valpo still at an advantage here. The spear is going to be huge, and there's the beam coming out as well. Just going to push to this side. L still playing super aggressive in this front, but it's not going to pay off. Falls down. Zacher trying to just find this kill on the Juno here. The the Lancer's going to be able to keep up there. Tauntaun getting shredded to the side, but the healing's going to be too much, and the reposition. Zacher's not going to be able to find it. Another unlucky kill, but Ramon is back onto this point there. Baptiste picks off the kill. NH Cool Stuff. Ramon gets sniped out. Area J falls as well, and all that's left is L respawning back with the final shot. They're not going to be able to get this third point, but they did push the objective as far as they could.
Yeah, we're able to get a little more distance at the end there, but unfortunately weren't able to get all 3 points, so definitely not a bad attack, but, you know, with getting to that second point with 5 minutes left, was really hoping they could make the full distance. But they can easily make up for it on defense here. So interested to see what kind of comp they decide to pull out here.
I like it. Honestly, I think this is a good spot for Valpo to be at. Obviously, you don't want you don't want to always get stopped, but I think out of all the opportunities they could have had, they definitely were playing really, really well with their team fights. But Bradley University making a really nice adjustment, especially with their hit scan, being able to find picks. So I want to see how they want to play this offense, especially.
Yeah, and I do like the character choice by NH Cool Stuff. Having the long range sniper was able to hit a lot of those anti-heals too. When we saw this character on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Um,
uh, the Ana, I really like Ana, especially in a lot of these kind of like settings, especially when you're playing against the team comp that likes to group together. Kind of those mass antis are just so huge. Just, yeah, obviously, she has so much to her
it
kit,
is
right?
interesting. We will see Widow on Widow this time around. Tauntaun. Get the switch to Diva too. So
Yeah,
I'll be Widow on the Widow instead of Widow on the Tauntaun.
interesting.
So-
Yeah, definitely just like a character
Oh,
priority, but NH cool stuff.
sheesh.
Finding the first kill there. Immediately, obviously got a little bit of damage help too, but getting the shred out to the side, immediately gonna just trade off. NH cool stuff falls. Diva jumping over the side. Valpo really wasn't ready for them to come over the corner there, and L's gonna be able to trade one, but they've already dropped two. Zacher now back into this fight, just gonna try to push down to the side. This point is now aggressing, but just getting split up in their target prio, especially pushed off this top side, and now Valpo gonna fall on this very first point.
Fortunately, going to lose the initial team fight, but I think they fought far enough up that they'll have a good opportunity to contest before they get to the checkpoint. See what they end up doing.
Yeah, just gotta see how they want to regroup, right? Obviously, gonna swap up to Zarya as well. Pretty quiet in general, I'd say.
So Zarya
Right
is
now?
like a super hard counter
To Diva, yeah. I like it, especially when you're working with like snipers. You have the barrier, but speaking of snipers, Widow finds another kill on Ana right there, and now NH cool stuff in a bad spot, kind of having to just respawn. You don't have a lot of that kind of support power, although you do still have Era J on the Juno, right? You are missing one of your supports, so now Valpo gonna have to try and just delay this fight a little bit, popping the barrier, going back up, and Zacher at full charge right now, just trying to walk in, but not gonna be enough, gets shredded. L and Ramon still trying to play on this side. You have the Symmetra set up. Got a lot of walls to play with, but there's the TP immediately going to go out. Looks like they're just trying to sacrifice this point. Immediately going to destroy that as well. L not going to be able to find the teleporter before getting fallen off. And now there's first objective taken. Oh, yeah. This is it's getting a little bit rough, yeah. There's the Diva Bomb. Going to be able to find that too. And Valpo's kind of just feeding kills almost. It's like, it feels like they're dying one after another after another. There's not really a team fight that's been going on here because it starts with a pick, right? Starts with, snipers getting a pick backline. Then you try to play with 4, then you try to play with 3, and by that time the next person's respawn. They're kind of just funneling in here, and it's really, really rough because Bradley's just using that momentum they have. And now we're going to see there is a little bit of a regroup here. Just going to try and hold this second point. You have to be careful because you do have a lot of ult charge coming up from both sides here. There's the beam immediately coming out from the side of Bradley. They're going to push in. The ult coming out as well from May. L going to be able to find one, finds the second one, finding the third one as well. Diva drops, and it's a huge ult. That's the fourth one. That's going to be a team wipe for Valpo.
Big team kill when Valpo needed to start slowing the pace and have a bit of a hold on defense, and they're able to do it there.
Yeah, definitely. It's what you like to see. Especially just get a little bit more of a footing, get this high ground back, force them to back on their respawn. And now, although you don't have L ult and you don't have the beam to kind of walk you in, you've already taken your advantage now. You've taken kind of the positioning that you need to just hold this angle. So if Valpo can play with this a little bit, it's definitely a better spot to be at than where they were 30 seconds ago.
Diana ult could be a huge factor here for Zacher if he's able to get charged up too with his barrel.
Yep. Ooh, a really nice wall and a really nice biotic grenade as well, popping to the backside. Lancer is going to be forced out as well. Going to push still to the side. The wall from Symmetra is going to be huge, just kind of splitting up this point. You're seeing Valpo is using their ults really, really early to just stop pushes. They know that if they, tried to stack ults like you're gonna go your 4 ults for 5 ults, it's probably gonna not end up well for them. So you pop the ult early, you force them to have to make a decision either to push in the back up, and Valpo taking advantage of it really, really well here.
Yeah, and 2:20 left, and Bradley is starting to fall behind the pace that Valpo was at on offense here. So really glad to see that. Zarya and NH Cool Stuff still have an ultimate here for the next fight, and ult economy definitely favoring Valpo as Bradley is below half on just about everybody.
Yeah, and now they're pushing up here. You do have Zacker's ult up, and there it is. Gonna pop it right there. Gonna be able to find 3 people, and the barrier is gonna be huge. They're gonna pick up the first one. The Reinhardt shield is gonna crack a lot, but it's not gonna block him from dying. He drops as well. Still pushing to the side. The Mei wall drops up. Still gets the speed off. Looking for something. Full charge, just jumping on this side. Tauntaun's gonna be able to use the Mei wall from Valpo to pick off one before Zacker dies. Or excuse me, Zacker kills him. And now just walking to the side. Hanzo just kind of standing there a little bit, doing the mannequin challenge. Gonna just stare him down a little bit and then fire.
Yeah, and Valpo has won 3 consecutive fights here and have made quite a bit of hold while they have this kind of section where the map where they have the high ground, have good positioning in these fights, and Bradley's just having a tough time finding their way in.
Yeah, and Zarya
they do make the switch to the Reinhardt too.
Yeah, consistently on this high charge as well, making it really, really rough to even just start these fights. But you're going to see in the back, you just have so much pressure, and there immediately is the beam coming out. The sleep's not going to be able to hit as Drog finds the dash on L. Now going to be pushed to this back. You still have the hammer down in the backside as well. The stun is going to be huge. That's 3 down from the side of Valpo, and all that's left is nobody as I swap the cam through to every single person, finding that everybody's dead on the ground. My fault, gang.
But we did not see Zacher switch off the Zarya once the Reinhardt happened. Since then,
I think it's just you're at such a high charge and you're already at 70% ult charge. Might as well just hold it now for this objective, see if you can make some kind of play, because Zarya ult is always going to be team fighting huge, but Tauntaun going to pop the ult as well, pick up the first one, NH Cool Stuff drops, Zacher drops, L drops, Ramon drops, and that's 4 down for the side of Valpo. All that's left is AirJ to back up, and Valpo going to be forced to reset here as the 3rd objective is now approached.
Yeah, so a minute 30 left. Valpo in the same position here. Actually had 5 minutes left. So I think Valpo's still in advantage here, especially because that last portion, once they make the turn around the corner, is going to be super tough to get through for Bradley. And we do see Ramon make the switch to the Bastion. Something we saw on this map earlier in this week, a really good tank shredding character, especially in that form. But with 1 minute left, Bradley trying to make a stand here.
Yeah, and we're seeing why the Bastion swap was huge for the Rhine, especially just to answer it. And there's the beam going up. They just shred that shield, still looking to this backside, trying to get something going off. And Valpo's going to be able to push him off this objective, but not off the high ground, because there go the gates open from the side of Bradley. They're going to push in. The Zarya ult is going to be huge, though. He finds 4 of them in the ult. The biotic grenade's going to be huge as well. Ramon and L are just left to clean up shop. The form is going to be huge. Ramon picks up a double kill. L picks up the 3rd one, going extremely low on health, but the healing is going to keep him up right there. Although you still have the Rhine empty objective, it's not for long. Ramon picks up that 3rd one. Ramon picks up the 4th. That's 4 kills in Ramon's pocket, 1 in L's, and that's going to be a team wipe for Valpo.
Big time play here, but Bradley's still going to have plenty of time to get back to point here, and they do have 3 ultimates up. Valpo having 0, so still a very scary spot for Valpo.
This is final fight, and there's immediately the shred in as well, jumping out. They're just popping it all to get onto this point. This beam is huge as well, making a jump out of the side, still being on the back line, not going to survive for long. Ramon just trying to stay alive, not going to be able to do it. Now Valpo's in a really rough spot. A nice sleep by NH Cool Stuff to jump to the side, looking for the solo kill on Hanzo, knowing that there's no escape at that point. But Valpo, AirJ still sitting in the back now, so you have a little bit, but you have to speed up now. The objective, remember, it's not 3rd objective, it's just right in front of it, so Valpo's going to have to make a push now. They're waiting to the side. Zacker's on the side, but not going to be able to fall. Too much damage going in. Tauntaun immediately snipes L as well, and all that's left is Ramon and AirJ pushing to this point. AirJ holding with her life, but nice sleep from H Cool Stuff. Still staying alive. The 2 supports are just hanging out there, but not going to be enough. Valpo going to fall on this map too, moving this series 1-1.
Man, Bradley was able to do it in overtime right at the end there, and yeah, That was a good round, but we will see the play of the game L as the May here. Expect it to be this big freeze here. Yep,
Yeah,
all just standing there, and he is clicking on him.
that is what they do. That is what esports players do. But Valpo picking up a loss there on map 2, right? Overall, really, really strong from Bradley being able to make a couple of changes to their comp. Going with more of a pick-heavy comp, I'd say, forcing Valpo to stagger, especially in those long-range engagements. Circuit Royale being perfect for that. So Bradley obviously having that in their back pocket. So I'm excited to see how Valpo wants to move forward, especially going into this map 3.
Yeah, we'll see. And we'll be right back.
And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our Valpo versus Bradley University. Excuse me. There we go. Had to just update the scoreboard a little bit, but we are going to be back with Valpo versus Bradley University Academy Overwatch. 1-to-1 series right now. We're going into map 3, going into a push map. There we go. That's the intro I was looking for. And Zacher on the Orisa again. We have May, we have Reaper, we got Lucio, we got Juno. So usual comp that we've seen, especially came out with Nepal. Looks like they're just going back to a little bit more comfort. The wall's going to be huge there, just going to push to the side. You have a lot of disruption, immediately just going to shove to this backside, and it's going to work. And it's cool stuff, going to pick up the first kill, the Lantern falling down as well. And now Valpo has full control of this objective as it unlocks. Zacher and Ramon still playing really, really well and playing aggressively on this point, just trying to just hold them on this side there. Still falling a little bit low. El's going to find the kill on Hanzo as well. The wall's huge as NH Cool Stuff picks up a third kill, excuse me. Ramacha's in a terrible spot too, and now Valpo still pushing this objective, just has a really, really clean push.
Yeah, AeroJ just vibing on objective there, and we will take it. Already 30 meters in and won that first team fight. And Drog will make the switch over to the Zarya. But yeah, this is kind of a comp Valpo's super comfortable with. But yeah, this is a big match, and it's been delivering so far. So Valpo narrowly losing that game too. Looks like they're in a good spot. That unfortunately lost that one, but both teams 4-2, looking to secure a better seed for playoffs. I believe both teams are locked in for playoffs at this point, but trying to get that easier first round match will be big.
Yep, definitely. So now they're pushed off to the side. Zacher just trying to use a little bit there. Ramon accepting fate there, just trying to get a little bit of ult charge before falling off. The spear is going to be able to hit, but Valpo is pushed back now. Robot reaching back to the side, and this is going to be Bradley's first push. Drog going to be able to kill AeroJ as well.
Yeah,
so
Valpo
still at a disadvantage.
Was able to get that closer respawn as they did pass that 60-meter checkpoint mark, but going to lose another fight here. Maybe try to contest a bit too early there, and Bradley will be chugging along here.
Yeah, no, it's kind of just all you wanted to see was Bradley make a little bit of a correction, especially to their comp, knowing what Valpo wanted to do. The Ramacha wasn't really working, so you now have a bit of a counter pick going into this team comp. So you're gonna have to see what Valpo wants to do. You have a lot of ults, so obviously you don't want to swap right now because you're going on 5 ults, but Drog just walks down to this backline, gonna be able to trade this, and there's 2 ults coming down from the side of Bradley as well. The Beam and the Dragon, you're gonna be able to pick up 1 kill, pick up the second one on L. Zach is gonna be able to trade. Ramon pops the ult, but it's not gonna be excuse me, there's 2 going down, but it's not enough to clear them off the point fully as Valpo falls again.
Yeah, they used 3 ultimates there, and unfortunately weren't able to win the team fight. They'll still have the Orisa and the Ray. For some reason, I thought AeroJ used their ult there, but oh, you know what? It was Lunar's Ray.
Yep. Yeah.
That'll do it.
I don't see. Here's the thing. In Overwatch, obviously, if you didn't know, there's 2 different voice lines that play when you pop ult. One when you're on your team, one when you're on the enemy team, just so it's easier to tell. But I don't know Juno well enough to know which one is which. So there's the ult coming out. So welcome to Orbit is ours because RJ just popped it. Now getting to the side, Zacher is going to be able to find the first one, and it's cool stuff jumping to the back line. Going to be able to find the second one. It's there. Zacher pops the ult, going to be able to find the third. Valpo cleaning it up with the 4th, and they're going to win that fight, pushing onto this objective.
Huge team fight win, but also huge that they had control of the bot and they're about to start pushing it right now. Versus if they won that fight where Bradley was pushing, probably wouldn't have got much progress off of it. But Bradley took the lead for a minute there, but Valpo already advanced in this spot past 80 meters and going to be a big time team fight win for them there.
Yep, and a nice stun right there as well. Going to be able to push up. The Zenyatta ult's going to be able to pop, so Valpo has to back up, and obviously not having any support ults to kind of counter with that. The TP is going to be a little bit shallow for Ramon, but the Wraithmo is going to be able to just get him right back out. The healing is enough. Valpo disengaged properly here. Now going to have to play on this choke point. Probably just not the best playing on this incline. Going to be able to work around this corner here. Especially pushing for something with the Zarya charge. So there's the shield, but the shield is going to block, excuse me, there's the spear, but the shield's going to block it. Thick Widow picking up the second kill in the backline as well for L. And now 2 falling down for the side of Valpo. They're going to have to fall back off this point here. Zacher going to find the spear, but it's not going to be enough. The whole backline of Valpo is falling. All that's left is NH Cool Stuff, but not for long. Valpo dies again on this point.
Yeah, and that's what makes push so hard to come back from is teams kind of have to win 2 team fights in a row. But you did see Valpo kind of disengage, play back, and then when they're at that even point, Valpo did end up losing that team fight. Um, but Valpo going to be able to get another touch in and kind of like 2.5 chances before Bradley has a chance at it.
Who immediately pops the ult as well in response to Hanzo. Just going to try and push onto this point. L still working on this front line. You have Zacher in the back line, but immediately gets shredded by this Zarya. Just rough playing into Zarya as Orisa, but they're going to be able to trade this now. Having the ult, having the speed buff, going to walk back up. NH Cool Stuff picks up 1 kill as well there. Ramon finds the other one. All that's left is Mei on the side. Excuse me, not Mei. All that's left is Tauntaun. Tauntaun going to fall. And now Valpo back in control of this objective. Again, just a really ping-ponging game, kind of going back and forth, which is not what we're usually used to here when we watch and push.
Yeah, it was big that Valpo was able to make this stop before they took the lead there. But 4 minutes left. We'll have the point contested here. Multi-economy about even across the board. We do see Zacher playing pretty aggressive on the Hanzo and able to find the melee for the kill.
And pops the ult as well, being able to get it down, but Zenyatta ult is going to be huge for just staying alive there in this ult, which is going to force Valpo to back up. This Zen and this Zarya are just menaces to this Valpo comp. It's so hard to break, you know, not only one of them, but just break off both of them, especially when they stagger their ults and stagger kind of their positioning.
Going invulnerable, Mary I mean, there's multiple games that it does that, but invulnerability is always going to be an OP skill that characters can use.
Yep, yeah, definitely. So now Maywall going to fall up, trying to just block this Zarya off, not going to be able to find it. Still pushing on this objective, Valpo in an okay spot, right? Obviously 3 minutes left, you still have the lead, an objective, so if you can play around this corner, but Tauntaun gonna pop the ult, immediately find Ramon as well in this back. Drog finds the second one as well. Zacher just gonna be forced back up. NA School Stuff's gonna be able to trade at least one support there, still bumping to the back. Pops the ult as well to try and delay this a little bit, just push them off this objective, playing with it a little bit. Speed buffing, heal buff, speed buff, heal buff, just keep swapping between it. I don't know, one of them will help.
NH Cool Stuff really didn't want to give up a point there. Unfortunately, Bradley will overtake the lead here with 2:30 left. Yeah, not a lot of time left on the clock here, so Valpo going to have to string together a couple team fights here.
Yeah, I mean, you're still sitting on 2 ults, almost 3 coming back up right now, right? RJ gonna have Beam up almost really instantly. And there's the pull in as well from Zacher, just trying to shred it, but going so low on health. Widow just shredding this backline as Hanzo, and Valpo just kind of stuck in a really bad spot. Obviously, you pop the Lucio ult, so no need to hold it anymore. You just swap to the Baptiste, which is what you want. But it's already a little bit too late as
this
Valpo.
lead's going to be tough to come back from.
Yeah, getting
Valpo.
shoved off this. There's the beam coming out as well from RJ. Going to try and just push onto this objective, use the space that you get from this healing. But Zenyatta is going to answer it immediately, and now Bradley's in the same invulnerable spot, but Zenyatta just not in the right spot there. 3 falling down for the side of Bradley, and they're just going to get shoved off this objective. All that's left is full power Zarya, which isn't going to last long, as Robot is not going to make it the final objective.
Minute 30 left. Valpo, this is kind of their last chance here. Gotta win a couple consecutive team fights here, probably 2 in a row. Multi-economy, not in the best position for that to happen, but Bradley's also not great either. So, I mean, gotta play pretty flawlessly here for the next minute 15. But yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to do it here.
It's really volatile. You have 2 really team fight winning ults. You have Ramon, Death Blossom, and then you have Zarya ult as well. There's the Zarya ult coming out from the side of Bradley, and they're going to shred in, and that's team fight winning. Like I said, that's 3 falling down for the side of Valpo. That's 4, and all that's left is Ramon with this ult, just going to try and TP back, try to save the stagger a little bit here.
So, I guess theoretically, this might be me coping. Valpo does have the overtime too, which would be in a position where they really can't lose a team fight. So do have 35 seconds here.
Yep.
But I mean, like I said, going to be a tough comeback, but still doable.
You got a lot of ults coming up as well. Obviously, you're trading it too, but there's immediately the ult from Tauntaun in the back. NH Cool Stuff is going to be able to pick up one, but Lunar picks up the second one. Still trying to fight with this objective here. Zacher picks up the third. Picks up the third of the game. Now the third team fight. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Words are escaping me. That's two falling down. Valpo's winning the fight. I'm
Yeah,
just
they're
getting
winning the
depressed.
fight, but they also have 4 and almost a 5th ultimate online here, and Bradley has 0. So this is actually pretty winnable here. Not a bad spot to be in. So Bradley, no ultimates. Valpo, 4, almost 5. RJ does get picked off there, so going to be tough not having a support. Going to be forced to stay on point here.
Ooh, Ramon pops the ult as well, and then there's the ult coming out from L. L does drop before it, but we'll be able to push the boop back into the freeze. Because the slow, not going to be able to actually frost them too much there. Zarya falls on the point. You're still working with a lot of damage. Zacher, full charge, walking on this objective with NH cool stuff. Still just trying to push off a little bit. It's a two-man army here on this objective.
Yep, so in overtime here, got about 50 meters to push. And we do see some switches in characters going for the Tracer, switch over to Lucio, and going on that venture just to try and get back to this point, join the team as
That's
soon
huge.
as possible.
Yeah, it's a really nice pick as well. You're going to pop the ult early before they can really goop up. But there's the beam coming out. There's the window coming out as well. And there's just so much damage now on this backline for Valpo. Valpo 3 dropping. All that's left is the barrier. Ramon jumping back up. Not going to be able to dash away from that. And L is the only person left trying to hop on this point. But it's not going to be enough. Valpo falls in this push map. Going to put BU up 2-1 in the series.
Yep. Man, these are some close games, but you know, Valpo not coming on top in the past 2, but we will see Widow with the play of the game on the Hanzo.
Yeah, this dude's nasty. Like they were killing it a lot of this time. It felt like Hanzo was just so hard to deal with, especially with a lot of those angles. So play definitely well deserved there as Valpo falls in this match. Hopefully gonna pick it back up. Hopefully find a new comp to work with, and hopefully here in the caster's booth I'll stop tripping over my words. We'll try our best here, but Valpo Academy still got a lot left in them, right? Obviously, series not over. You got a couple of good maps coming up, so gonna bring it back. That's my hope.
Just a couple of plays. I mean, just got to go their way and definitely doable for Valpo. But we will take a short break before game 4 and see you guys in a minute.
And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our Map 4 Valpo Esports Academy versus Bradley University. If you notice, we're in a little bit of a different place. we're in a little bit of a different spot that we didn't expect here on the caster booth either. We are going into Clash for the first time, I think, ever on a Valpo stream.
Yeah,
We
first
are
time
doing
ever,
Clash.
like maybe even in the NECC.
Yep. It's been so new to us that we had to look up the rules of this game mode before we actually loaded into this
I'm
match.
still
That's
not really sure what's going on.
that's how locked in we are right now because we have no hamster. I was gonna say Zachary going on the Junker Queen. Pretty much we don't know Clash. It plays kind of like Conquest, to where you take an objective. When you take one, you move forward. When you lose one, you move back. There's a number of objectives that you can take to win the game, or you can take their final objective. Either way, it counts out. And Valpo looking to just try and fight, but the whole thing about Clash is that it is a brawl. It is a game mode that a lot of people have complained is very momentum heavy. It is very like if you win one objective, it becomes impossible to lose the next one, right? It becomes really rough to just play around.
Yeah.
Games drag on a long time, and it's kind of why you don't see it in a competitive angle. But Valpo, you know, being down on their luck here, being down 2-1, although I know the overlay doesn't say it right now. Sorry about that, folks. But being down 2-1, you kind of just gotta throw something at the wall, right?
Yep. I don't hate it. Kind of just switch it up, because you know there is no chance that they are familiar with this game mode.
Yeah, definitely. And you can say the same for Valpo, but obviously Valpo, I hope that we've had a little bit of experience because we are picking it. So
hopefully we've played it before.
Yeah, you're gonna see.
That's kind of the extent of most people's experience.
Yeah, but as you see, Valpo took first objective, so not only do they get the tick, but they also now are fighting over B objective, right? So that's kind of the process of this game. You move back and forth, either until somebody fills out their meter or until final objective's taken. So Valpo still fighting on this end. Looks like they might just try and give it up here, though. B objective being pushed back a little bit now. So Valpo, yeah, just looking to try and set up around C side now. Obviously, you have the first objective and first pull, but that is going to be one in the books for, excuse me, that's going to be one in the books for Bradley.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Honestly, I'd love to have more, like, commentary about it, but it's one of those where it's hard to explain how this map likes to flow. It's more so it's way easier to see as these objectives get taken, kind of how it ping-pongs back and forth, so.
Multi-economy for the side of Bradley looking really good. Have more ultimates.
Ooh, really nice wall, though.
And the Tracer.
Yeah, the Ray's going to be enough, and they're just pushing onto this objective. Bradley's looking to try and make a play here. He's still holding on to the Zacher, probably just waiting out for this beam, but might have just waited a little bit too late, so now you just probably have to make the choice to save it. But there's the ult coming out as well. Two have already fallen down for the side of Valpo. The pin is going to be huge, but immediately gets shredded right back through. Ramon looking for something on this point, is on fire, 99%. On the ult, still looking for something here. You just need a little bit of space to work. You're gonna just try and get to this backside here. Gonna get knocked down to this top. They're looking a little bit though. You have a flank angle, and there's the clear as well. Gonna find one kill. You just push back on this objective, but Reinhardt's already back again, and we're gonna see the infinite pool now coming in because Drog's gonna pick up a kill. And we're just going one for one, but Valpo finds out 2 kills there, finds 3, and now going to take this objective. See, that's a good jinx. I say what's going to happen, and Valpo ends up doing a more positive outcome.
Yep. So Valpo up 2-1 in points taken here. It will be the first of 5 or first team to get to the full
Nice
extent of the map. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
whole team fight. That was the longest like team fight skirmish I have seen.
yeah, just keep rocking. It's kind of the name of the game. Yeah, these spawns are so quick, and they're all like so, they're such short distance.
That was on the C point too, like in the middle of the map. So now that we're on B, they are going to respawn so fast.
They are taking B point. Oh, looks like Bradley
This could be huge.
Bradley might not be here, but
Well, that's
stop
big.
it. So you
That's
are moving
big.
to the final objective now. So obviously objective A not going to unlock immediately to stop people from like taking B and sneaking back onto A to immediately start it, but 15 seconds and it's going to unlock, and Valpo in a really, really good spot to stop this.
And I have 3 ultimates here with the Reaper. Oh, sorry, I misread that. I thought I said 85, not 65. But having 3 ultimates here, so definitely up in the ulti economy department. They will just have the Shatter for the side of Bradley.
And
yeah,
Bradley,
point is unlocked, and we'll see a big fight break out here.
Bradley picking up the Pharah as well, which is a pick that we don't really see at all here. And the beam's going to pop out immediately. The hammer down's going to be huge, but the froze from the side of L is going to be just giant and keeping them alive, as now Ramona and L are just able to wail on this backline now. Still just trying to work. Bradley going to be able to trade a couple of kills. You still have Zachary, you still have L on the point, but Zachary's not going to survive for long. Ramon's not going to survive for long. And now they are going to recapture this A point again.
Yep, so Valpo up 3-2 now. Not kind of on that last point. Still have a Shatter and a Reaper ult too. Did end up using the Freeze and the Ray and the Beat Drop. But 3 ultimates for the side, 4 ultimates, excuse me, for the side of Bradley for this next fight on the B point. So Bradley's still in a bit of an advantage with the closer spawn point here.
Nice shot.
But Valpo in the advantage with that early pick. We will see a big Shatter here. Really get the pin. Oh, get Shatter back. It looks like or stuff or something.
That's 2 down for the side of Valpo. This fire is being really, really tough to deal with, right? You don't really have any reliable hit scan on the side of Valpo. A lot of it's kind of just short-range brawlish, which works well into like the Reinhardt, but after that point it becomes really, really rough to try and deal with. So really, really nice swap from the side of Bradley. They are going to take this B objective now, and unless Valpo wants to contest this, that is going to even out the game 3-3.
Yeah, so all back to even now.
Yep.
So advantage kind of wiped clear here, and we do see Valpo with some positioning here on the C objective. So at least, you know, they will have the better positioning, will be able to fight through this choke point. So, yeah, 10 seconds until objective C unlocks. No ults for either side other than the lone Reaper ult for Bradley here.
Yep, and we're seeing here Zachary just trying to play the spacing a little bit. Bradley going to look for something on the right, but the boop is going to be huge. Going to be able to take out Reaper. The charge also helps.
Big.
Yeah, this is giant. Valpo's going to be able to take this here. Now, although the game's tied up 3-3, they are low. This C objective would put them in such a great spot. The boop coming back out. Fire charge going to be able to hit, and Zachary just playing with a little bit of space here with NH. Still just trying to play upwards. And now the dash in immediately. Gonna cancel it before anything, making sure he doesn't get stunned off there. But now, coming in from the side, the dash hits, but the Reaper ult is gonna be huge. It does take out one in the back line, force the Mei wall out. The Mei still looking for something. There's the ult coming in from NH. Cool stuff, and Valpo's committing to this fight as well. There's the freeze, just looking for a couple of taps of headshots, but it's not safe for L to stand still. He will go down to Tauntaun. Tauntaun finds the second one. Lunar finds the third one, and Valpo, they are able to even out this fight. And that's another clear. And Bradley taking it 2-4 objectives, taken now, so it's going to be 4-4.
Yeah, gonna come down to this last 5th point on point C. Valpo has been in the advantage or even all this game, so they just got to do it one more time. Ult economy is favoring the side of Bradley heading into this fight, but we will see what Valpo is able to do. Do have some advantage in the positioning. Will get the
nice
isolation
pin
off. Yeah,
yeah,
that wall was great to find the early pick onto the Reinhardt.
Yep, and you have the beam to walk up now. You have Shatter, so you can kind of just hold it, especially until this point unlocks, and just start taking it.
For the Shatter too.
Yep, yeah, you're sitting on pretty good ults together. Obviously, you drop the beam, but you kind of just need that to make sure they don't continue that. And the wall is going to be huge. Again, there's the hammer down in the background, though. It's going to be huge. Tauntaun finds one. There's another trade down as well. Zachary's going to be able to rotate this out. Tauntaun finds the second, but Zachary's going to be able to trade the kill on tank. You just have to deal with this DPS now. Zachary comboed on this point, having a hard time dealing with the Reaper and the Lucio. NH cool stuff going to have to just be forced back. And that's another clear in Valpo falling down on this final objective taken. It's going to be a little bit rough. They get cleared out again. It's just been so rough. They swapped to the soldier, but it might be a little bit too late. There's the objective, still contesting on this point. There's 5 on this objective, trying to take it. Does pick off 1, but it's not going to be enough. Bradley's going to be able to finish it out with a heartbreaking defeat for Valpo Academy, falling in this series 3-1.
Yeah, we will get to see a play of the game here.
Yeah. This far was just so strong to deal with, especially because you're gonna see in these team fights, there's just no range that can deal with her. Right? Is obviously you're working with May right clicks, but the swap just didn't come early enough for Valpo, and just a quadra kill coming in here is going to be so huge for them, closing out this series pretty definitively on new game mode we haven't seen before.
Yep, did say it after game 3, but just a couple plays going to the way of Bradley versus Valpo. And, I think this one we're going to hope to get back when it comes to playoffs. But Valpo Academy finishing the season 4-3, or the regular season, excuse me. But yeah, that was exciting to at least be able to see some clash, and it was
Yeah.
some very close games. I think I said this to Fusick like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was like, we should just like only practice Clash and get super super good at Clash, so we can always have it like in our back pocket for situations like this.
Yep.
Unfortunately, weren't able to pull it out on that Clash game mode, and Bradley gonna win this one 3-1. But yeah, we will be back in like 10 minutes. So we probably got to
Yep.
end up the stream now to
Yeah.
get ready. But yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned in because we got a varsity game coming up shortly.